Good morning, everyone. Corey Carlson, Planning Operations Trainee for Southwest Team 3. So I'll give you a rundown on fire yesterday and kind of the plan for today. Things haven't really changed a whole lot. Behind Glen Echo, Rustic area, this is all showing contained to the Pingree Park Road and down to Buckhorn. All looks really good. We have a handful of engines that will continue to patrol this area day after day, for the next couple of weeks. As smokes pop up, as things, areas of heat show on IR, they'll be right there to just, extinguish all that stuff. So from this DP 430 area, the Buckhorn Road, down to DP 385, where this road goes into CSU Mountain College, we were hoping to get some black on the map, some containment here. Just didn't happen. We've been shifting a lot of our resources up to the thumb. So we don't have as many resources working here, and the work hasn't lessened any. So just taking a little bit longer to show containment on the map, but this looks pretty good. I would say by tomorrow, hopefully, we'll be able to show this contained. As we go west from DP 385 towards Comanche Reservoir, again, they continue to work this. It's about 8 miles of direct line. They have to check the edge every day, and every day they find a little bit of heat or a smoke. It's just one more day that we want to work it before we show it contained. We got CSU Mountain Campus here. It's just just a lot at stake here, so we want to be really thorough. We did put a little bit of dozer line here. We had the dozer sitting here, so we just kind of tied in from the fire's edge down to this road just above Hourglass, and that just provides a little bit extra protection if something was want to poke out of here. As we get into this country, it's fairly inaccessible. There's a reason why this stuff didn't burn, and primarily it's because it's tundra, which tundras is kind of the above tree line stuff, the rocky stuff, and there is some avenues of stringers of fuel that goes through there, but it's very light, and in those stringers we haven't seen much activity, in over basically since the snow melted. So things looking really good in there. Down in Whiskey, we have this one nuisance smoke that continues to pop up in the Chapin area. As you can see, some of these red dots are areas of heat. Really just one smoke that continues to pop up. It's kind of on the edge. We don't consider it a threat, but we continue to hammer it with helicopters in the morning and try to put that thing to bed in the afternoon. So up in here in the Long Draw, Joe Wright area, things look really, really good. We're not having any concerns really. Just, there's just random smokes that pop up, every once in a while, and we just we don't have nearly as many resources down here, so covering the distance in here just takes all day to do with some of those resources. So we'll continue to monitor this. We're not worried about anything coming out of here, but we don't want to show containment until there's no smoke, no heat, nothing. This western piece right here, up to where we have a little bit of containment, the division supervisor flew this yesterday with a helicopter. No visible smokes. Everything's looking really good here as well. So like this area, at some point, we'll probably be able to connect the dots here and show containment. This Green Ridge Road right here, we continue to work dozer line to the west and the east. Here, we've started to show some of the areas that are complete of dozer line. So this continues. There's still some areas of heat in here. This continues to be worked every single day all the way around to here. So crews, equipment, they just continue to work that every single day until there's no smokes and heat showing. And once we have no smokes or heat showing for several days, we'll look at showing containment. A little bit different story from here going east down to here. What was the main activity of heat the last several days has kind of continued, moved kind of west. It's become a little bit wider, a little bit more activity, not much progression. It's even with the southeast or south and southwesterly winds, it hasn't really wanted to push, but it continues to show a little bit more activity in here each day. The focus today is going to be, we have 3 Type 1 helicopters, and we have 5 single-engine air tankers. And what the single-engine air tankers are going to do is they're going to work in rotation with the helicopters. The helicopters will drop water and retardant on some of the intense areas of heat, and then the single-engine air tankers, You know, they hold about 500 gallons of retardant. It's a fixed wing aircraft, and they'll come in here. It's a mini air tanker, basically. They'll come in here and they'll continue to put retardant in here to buy us opportunities so that we can continue to work these 517 roads and spur roads and try to gain access. With the increase in activity, you know, it's just made it more difficult for the crews to make much progress. Every time they make a little progress, this fire continues to go west. They get, you know, it's basically not starting over, but it's just that much more work they have to do. So one of the things that we do is we do something called the PACE model. It's primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency. The primary is going as direct as possible on this fire's edge. The alternative is using this 517 road system as a second line of defense. Our contingency plan is this Deadman Road down the Manhattan Road and piecing some of these things together with Dozer Line. Our emergency plan is basically we've put hose, pumps, water. It's all strung out in these subdivisions, out ahead of these subdivisions, and that's our emergency plan. If fire was to really pick up an activity and we weren't able to catch it in our alternative or our contingency, our last resort would basically be evacuations, fire up our structure protection plan, get water flowing in the community, and get people out of there. So work continues in the subdivisions. Work continues on the Deadman and Manhattan. So a little bit of work continues down in the Glacier View area. And then down in Branch 3, Glen Haven, the Retreat, Estes, no work is being implemented. We have folks down there. We have heavy equipment down there ready. There's a plan in place so that if fire was to move this way, which we don't anticipate it doing, they have strategic points to start putting heavy equipment, dozer lines and such that would skirt this fire around those communities. So with that, end of report. Thanks.